I mean, you know, we've done long episodes before. It's just a one-off. That'll be totally fine.
I think it's cool.
Yeah, I mean, what could go wrong?
Yeah, I looked it up.
Man.
Yeah, it's leveling up, and happiness levels are locked off until you purify it. But it gains all of them at once. So usually, when you use a lot, it'll instantly level up like 5.
Okay, well that's
Like 5 levels.
that's a lot better then.
Fair
And
enough.
I think the purification is faster in XT, but it's not that late in Coliseum that you can start doing it. And you started off moderately high level in Coliseum anyway. Like you start in the 20s. So like it's not like you'd have people take other Pokemon. You're not fucked. Actually, you start at level. I think you start with level 5 or 10 Eevee. And your first Pokemon you snag is a level 8 Teddy Ursa. And you know that because those are 2 Pokemon you use the most in the game. Because it's Eevee and it's a fucking Ursa and it's my favorite Pokemon. Like I'm not missing that opportunity.
Trappage, nice.
Ooh.
You know, I do like Eevee. I don't have as much of a like extreme love for Eevee that I've realized a lot of people I know do.
I'm in that boat too.
I realized that when it came out and it was like, let's go Pikachu and let's go Eevee. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. It's cool to get somebody that's not just Pikachu being the poster child. And Eevee's cool, but so many people I knew were like, oh, I'm getting fucking Eevee. And I was like, really? I mean, Eevee's cool, but Pikachu's pretty fucking cool, man.
Pokemon Quest confirmed the thing I was already thinking, which Eevee has, in the way that Pikachu has, Eevee has become the 5th starter for Pokemon.
Basically, yeah.
Gen 1.
I mean, that happened a long time ago.
I guess it probably started with...
It started with Gary, who got an Eevee in yellow version.
In yellow, yeah.
And
but
also the anime.
It wasn't implemented the same way, I feel like, until... I mean, it was literally... He was the starter in Darkness and Coliseum.
I mean, he was literally Gary's starter, though.
Right, that's fair, yeah. But I meant like he wasn't your starter until...
I guess, yeah, but I'm like, he already had that. He already had the slot of being the 5th starter.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, yeah. I get what you mean.
That is strange, because most of the people that I know were like, Pikachu, getting that version.
Okay, nice.
But yeah, Eevee I never went for as hard, but I'm getting more and more into Eevee more recently because I've used Eevee more now. I used to use Eevee a ton in like older games, and then I think I used it so much that I got sick of them. So I backed off for a while, and then I tried using a Leafeon in Pokemon Y, and I realized I really don't like Leafeon.
Oh, I love Leafeon.
I don't like playing with Leafeon. I love
Leafeon's
design.
True, but Leafeon is like pretty solid.
I never got his moveset to work for me.
Well, I mean, it depends what you're trying to do with it.
Yeah, Leafeon can be a surprisingly beefy tank if you like beef it up right.
You know, I'm proud of it. I didn't train Pokemon like in those ways. I still don't train Pokemon in those ways. I go for certain stats.
I mean, I don't try super hard or anything, but it's like
using power bands and the power lens and stuff.
Oh, I don't even go that far most of the time, honestly.
Okay, so you don't even have to like train it that hard.
No, it's got solid stats, honestly.
Stats are, like,
the problem is that its move pool is a little limited.
That's what the thing is.
But it's like that just requires you to do the legwork of getting the right moves for it. Like, what did you have on it? Do you remember?
I don't think you well, first of all, I didn't evolve it until super late in it because you can't evolve Leafeon until almost like Gen 8. So I had an Eevee through.
Which is weird because in its original gen, you can evolve it really fast.
You can evolve it. Once you get Eevee.
Well, once you get an Eevee, you can almost guaranteed evolve it because unless you traded, you wouldn't have an Eevee until you
I think you can't evolve Leafeon or Glaceon until like I think the Ice Rock is also right around there because it's by Wolfric.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were talking about Forest Stone. Yeah.
No, yeah, Forest Stone is like in that hidden forest that's right after the 8th.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had an Eevee really late, which was
a weird thing.
First for me to begin with, but I think I gave it like Dig and Iron Tail.
Okay, see, Bullet Seed is the way to go.
Or Leaf Blade.
Well, Leaf Blade if you can get it for sure, which I think it learns it by level up later.
Yeah, I gave it Leaf Blade, which worked.
Leaf Blade's great, but Bullet Seed, like when you're early on with it, you want to give it something like Bullet Seed so that it can start using stab attacks.
Yeah, I bet you if I gotten it early on, I probably would have gotten more use out of Leafeon. But I think once that one hit, and I think also I used a Flareon for XD. But I also had a Houndoom and a Mightyena, which I wasn't getting typing because I think I gave two or three of them Ghost and Dark moves, and had 2 Dark moves and two Dark. I don't know. I overuse it too.
Let's say Dig and Iron Tail are solid moves, but they're not very strong if you're not getting stab on them.
No, yeah.
And Dig is also Dig, if you don't give it to a stab Pokemon, Dig
very good.
it will just make you tired of that Pokemon because it is not going to do as much damage as you want it to do.
Yeah.
Especially for the time value.
Yeah.
Where you have to waste 2 turns.
Yeah, I also I didn't really get good at understanding how to properly utilize Pokemon until probably Sun and Moon.
Yeah.
In terms of really giving them like moves that probably wouldn't be very effective for it, or moves that are kind of a waste of time to give them. So
I got Leafeon for the first time in a version of Platinum, where I gave like that was where I first started giving Pokemon like trying extra hard to give. Like I always kind of gave them like legendary names based off of mythology or like pop culture or something. But that was where I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna make them like a step beyond, because before it was always really obvious. Like it would be like oh, you name the Pokemon that's like reminds you of like this legend after the figure in that Greek myth or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like very very obvious type of thing. Like not the best example because it wasn't like what it was, but for example, it'd be like naming a Heracross Heracles.
yeah.
Gen 4.
I can't believe I never put that together.
Son of a bitch.
It's a Hercules beetle. And Heracles, yeah, man. It's literally a Hercules beetle. Wow.
Oh.
Wow. I'm actually a little, like, disappointed in this. But that's fair because they're not, like, super common around. Like, they're more of a Japanese... Like, they're more popular in Japan and stuff. And bug catching in general is more popular in Japan. Hence why Pokemon exists.
Right.
And why there are bug catchers in every game. Like in America, we're all like, what the fuck? Why are there so many weirdos who are catching bugs? But in Japan, it's like
A legitimate
That's
hobby.
the
a
thing.
very common hobby. Like most kids do bug catching at some point. Or as frequently as kids here go fishing. I would say.
Right.
But, something like that. And then, for me, that version of Platinum is where... With a lot of them, I decided to either go with just something that felt like fitting to me at the time, or that I just thought was funny, or for a lot of them, 1 or 2 steps beyond the immediate obvious.
Neat. What was Leafeon name?
Miss Watson.
Miss Watson.
Yes, this one was probably one of my most secular ones.
I think I might have the
Alright.
source.
First thing I think of
but
was
I'm not
Lucy Lou,
sure.
but that's not right.
Oh, interesting. That's actually really interesting because at the time I was not aware of like Lucy Lou in elementary. That's a good one.
I think that show didn't exist. When did you play that game? That show was
It's
only
probably
3 years old.
this is probably like my first year of college, so it might have existed.
It might have been that. Okay.
This is when I went back to play.
Gotcha. Okay.
Matt, what's your theory?
Mary Jane Weed.
Yep, that's exactly it. Mary Jane Watson, like from Spider-Man. Mary Jane, marijuana, Leafeon,
Gotcha. Solid.
Is it
Miss Watson.
what?
That's cool.
Leafeon was.
I had a
Gen 4.
ponytail which I named Mystery.
That's cool. That's.
I think I'll call her Mystery. You're a mystery, SpongeBob.
What gen did Leafeon come out in?
4.
Wow. Ooh.
It was Flareon, Vaporeon, and Jolteon. 2 had Umbreon and Espeon.
Yep.
Nothing for 3. Leafeon and Glaceon in 4. Nothing for 5. Then Sylveon
Sylveon.
in 6. And I don't think there's been a new one since.
Nope, that's the last new one.
Ne-
Because
ne-
Sylveon is the last new evolution they've put in.
Yeah.
It's the only post Gen 4 new evolution they've put in the game. Period.
Now that I think about it, when you asked the question, a few
Pokemon
episodes...
Let's Go Eevee comes out with exclusive Eevee evolution, Friendion.
Friendia.
The new type friendship.
It's like Eevee, but it's always like waving at you.
Oh no, the actual exclusive Pokemon for
Wish Cash ain't this like it
Eevee
ain't that
Meltan.
Master Ball. Meltan, yeah.
what the hell even is Meltan?
It's like a nut
Yeah.
with a metal body.
Yeah, it's a
that
metal
turns
hole.
into a fucking mech.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the thing.
My favorite image.
Holy
Yeah.
shit!
So this is a bonus mode you get by like going into the Wish Cache.
I love this. I forgot about this.
Now see what you want to do is wait for them to be up. I'm having trouble getting it to stay still.
Celio makes me happy. He makes me very happy.
Yeah.
I love him.
Celia
I love
is...
this field line in general. Go ahead, Joe. I cut you off.
There we go.
Oh,
Yay!
yes, that's actually super cool.
Yay! I forgot about this mode. Whew, I should hit with
Oh,
the
God, what was I
model
saying
hard.
before this?
You're
Oh,
talking about Meltan?
my favorite image for... What's the evolve form? Melmetal?
Melton or something?
Melmetal.
Melmetal.
And my
Melmetal.
favorite image from Melmetal is just it walking all lumbering and shit. And just somebody putting up the caption on it's just, Mom said it's my turn to play the Xbox. I was like, that's great.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah, that one's weird. And I remember my immediate thought was I didn't really care for it because it didn't like really have a face.
Yeah.
And there are Pokemon that don't, but it's not very common.
No.
Like, and usually if they don't have a face, they have a more obvious like pseudo face,
Well, they have more
like
obvious
Baltoy or
Sigilyph.
Sigilith, yeah, which they don't
Sigilyph.
actually.
God, I should have thought
Yeah,
of that.
because it's like a glyph in the sigil. Yeah.
God damn it. Anyway, go on.
But they have, you know, obvious like pseudo eyes on them.
Yeah. Okay.
Good shot.
Yeah, you pretty much just get points here. I don't know if you can even really.
Is there
Anything?
there's a thing to win other than this?
Yeah, you just get a couple of points, and
There's no
you get-
wall rain mode.
you get like a very small amount of points by hitting any of them, but you get way more points for getting them in the basket.
Okay.
But yeah, Meltan I saw it, and then I only kind of started liking it a little more when I saw the CG trailer where it got released, and you see that its eye, or its face rather, is just the little black dot in the middle of the nut.
Yeah, that's its pupil.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think when it gets released properly in a game, like in
I like that it has a little
whatever Gen
hero
8
cape.
is. A little what?
Hero cape. Which is like a Japanese thing. Like,
I did not
it
notice
just
the
has like a
cape.
little scarf, or not a cape, scarf. It's just like a little scarf on its neck, I think.
Okay.
I think maybe I'm misremembering, but I think it had like a little like jaggy scarf
Okay.
that it almost looked kind of like a Pikachu's tail.
Okay.
I remember when it got first announced, and everybody's just like, "Oh shit, there's a crazy new Ditto."
Wait, I thought it was a Ditto at first. That's
Because
right.
its body is just like a Ditto body.
Yeah, it has a Ditto body.
I mean,
for some
it
reason.
might be tied in to Ditto somehow.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Right. I wouldn't either. The fact that it was a steel type made me confused. I mean, I guess it's supposed to be like liquid metal.
Yeah, yeah. It's just like almost like the metal you'd use for soldering.
Yeah. Metal reminds me just of Registeel.
Yeah, well, it reminds me of like Regigigas.
Yeah,
but
that's what
yeah.
just like freaking covered in metal. Even though like Registeel like kind of makes more sense. I guess it's just because I never think of Registeel like
First?
period.
Oh, that's fair. I think
If I think of a Reggie,
It's Gigas.
Registeel's probably the last on the list.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I like the Regis.
Even though I think he's the like, doesn't he stand out by being like the only mono steel Pokemon? Until
He's
I guess
one of-
Meltan, right? Is
one
Meltan
of the few
mono?
for a while. He's not the only solo steel type.
Say
Isn't
To the
Steelix.
internet.
Steelix is Steel Ground.
Heat Ram's Fire Steel.
He ran as Fire Steel. Yeah, I believe until Meltan, which I don't even know for sure if he is. I'm pretty sure Steelix is Registeel is the only mono steel type.
He's one of, aside from Megas, he's one of only. He's one of 4.
I was gonna say not counting
The
Megas.
Clang Clang line.
Oh yeah.
Oh, oof.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's
Forgot
the
about that.
only
Those
other
memorable
solo-
line.
Yeah.
See, that one to
Mega
me-
Aggron is solo steel.
I still I don't
Mega
hate.
Aggron loses the rock type.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't hate the Cling Clang line, but the Cling Clang line is one of the ones for me where I'm like it's supposed to be reminding you of Gen 1, but
Magnemite.
man, it's like literally the same thing. Like the same
Yeah.
exact idea as Magnemite.
No, honestly, I think the most egregious one for that is probably the Timber line.
Timber.
What, for
actually-
being like Machoke?
For being just like, this is just a carbon copy of Gen 1.
I disagree. I think Cling Clank is way more egregious than Timber, honestly.
I think it's different
Timber-
enough from Magnemite
I
that it
like
stands
Timber.
out.
I
It's
disagree.
still clearly supposed to be like that, but it's just like, it was just kind of a waste.
I disagree because the Timber line all has props that like level up.
Prop for.
But Cling Clang is literally like we're all cogs, and we get more of them as we evolve, just like Magnemite and Magneton.
That's fair. Yeah.
That's why, to me, it's more egregious.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, I didn't even really draw the connection with Timber and them because I was so focused on the other stuff.
Well, the fact that it was that, but they're right next to the rock and roll line, which I like a lot more. I love rock and roll.
I do love
especially
rock and
now.
roll.
But the
Gigalith
fact that
is
the two of
awesome.
them were back to back in the Pokedex, just like Geodude and
Well,
Machop.
Gen 5 is supposed to be like a mirror of Gen 1.
Yeah, I don't.
It's supposed to emulate. It's
didn't
supposed
draw
to
that,
emulate the
yeah.
feeling of playing Gen 1. That's because you're absent. You're getting the absentness of all the other gens before it. So in order to ease you through that process, they made Gen 5 be more like Gen 1 overall. So you could capture that same nostalgia without having the same Pokemon.
That's
exactly.
fair, but the majority of Pokemon, up until very recently, now that more Pokemon are being integrated like more naturally into the games like Sun and like in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon.
Yeah.
The Pokemon I liked from Gen 5 the most were the ones that didn't really have a one-to-one
Like who?
relation to. I guess some of them might now, or like some of them might, or like they're not as obvious at least. Oh damn.
Now that's my jam, dog.